Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Strawberry Hill Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Simmons. We were here at the Shop Cigar Lounge. Like I always say, if you haven't been down there, please check it out. And before we get started, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure you follow us on all our platforms. We're on Instagram and newly on Facebook, Mike on the Mic. Follow us if you haven't. Today, I got the
Long time coming.
Long time coming. I know we've been trying to plan this out for a while. I got like Miss, I don't even know what they call it, the Taco Queen of Strawberry Hill.
Birria Taco Queen.
Birria. Am I saying that right?
Birria.
Birria.
You gotta roll your R's. I'm not really good at with like rolling my R's.
Aren't you supposed to be?
Birria.
Birria. I got Miss Perla Garcia. There we go. How are you?
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So we gotta get our toasts.
There you go.
So.
Sweet white wine.
It's like, by the way, if y'all don't know, it's 8:30 in the morning, and she decided, I'm just kidding. It was your idea to fill it up. So, yep, that's good.
So, it's funny that I'm here because today is July 9th, right? And today I hit 6 years at my restaurant.
Did you really?
My 6-year anniversary.
Oh.
So let's go ahead and check to that.
Another toast.
We're gonna keep
6
toasting.
years. I'm only down to one, or I'm only at one, so I'm trying to get to 6.
When did you open?
Last March was my grand opening.
Okay. So you're past the 1 year mark.
Past the what?
The 1 year mark.
I'm definitely past the 1 year mark, but I'm still stressed like it's been open for a day. So
I feel like you are never I would never sense stress. Do you sense stress from me?
No, not really.
Because I'm stressed every day.
See, I think we hide it well.
You have to.
Yeah. So 6 years, man, it's flown by.
I opened in 2018, and I don't.
Oh, so wait, we got to tell everybody what you opened. Everyone's just like, oh, she owns a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, what do you want me to start?
No, what is it called?
Okay, my restaurant is Tarahumaras #2.
Oh, see, I've been saying it wrong.
Tarahumaras #2.
Yeah.
Mexican restaurant, and I'm on the same street as you.
Yeah, just right down the street.
503 North 6th Street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a second generation owner. Is that what it was? I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that my parents were the ones that started with #1, and they actually started in 1999, which was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, never mind. I was gonna say like that long ago. I was this much old, but then people are gonna start doing the math, and let's just say I was like.
You were young.
Young, there you go. Thank you, Mike. So I was pretty young, and even back then, like I would get out of school and I would go help him like make tacos. So I've been knowing like everything like my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
99 is when they opened their first one. And then, do you want me to give you the whole history of this?
Of course.
Okay, so 99 is when they opened the first one, and it was in Miriam. The first location was like a small. I want to say the area that you could walk in and take out your food was probably like a small window like this. It was like tiny.
So it wasn't a sit-down restaurant?
It wasn't, no. It was, right now there is a restaurant called Carmen's Cuisine, if that sounds familiar. Are you familiar with the area? You're not familiar with Miriam? Miriam is really nice. If I in an ideal world, I would like to live in Miriam. Look into that. So anyways, when my parents were there, they were next to a barbershop, and the owner of the barbershop owned the building. Mel. His name was Mel. Anyways, so they hit the jackpot there. They did it really good.
Are they still in the same building?
No.
Okay, this is what the story's going. Gotcha.
Yeah. Right. So they did that. They hit the jackpot there. 1999, 2000, 2001. So anyways, everyone's like, oh, your food's so great. It'd be so cool if you had like a sit down area. So we're close to like Aristocrat Motors. Do you know what that? So like a whole bunch of dealerships, and they're like, oh, like we come in our suits. Like we need somewhere nice to like sit down and eat or whatever. So they got into my parents' heads or whatever. And they decided to move and open a dine-in. And they moved to 87th Street. And if you think back then, there was like no social media. So it was like And like, I think they decided to move, like, close. So why they officially decided to move was because Mel was selling the barbershop and like selling the whole building or whatever. So they were like, this is like a sign. I'm a firm believer of like sign from God. Like, I think everything is a sign.
Everything.
So so they decided to move to 87th Street to get like
outside of Miriam, right?
Right. This is Overland Park, like 87th and Schweitzer. Are you familiar with that area?
Yeah.
Okay. So they moved there, and they went from like a $500 overhead to like a $5,000 overhead.
Jeez.
They went from like, I'm telling you, the place that they were in was probably like this size of this, and it was like servers, it was like a bar, it was dishwasher, it was hostess, and mind you, my parents didn't have no knowledge. I mean, I don't have no knowledge of like.
You do a pretty good job.
No background of that, and it was just horrible. Like we lost all our customers, and I could tell you like the anxiety that they must have felt from like, because I feel it. I don't know about you, but like whenever
every day
because.
I feel anxiety.
And you know what's the worst thing that people can say when they come into your place of business and they see nobody there? Where's all the customers at?
You ain't kidding.
Oh my God. I want to be like.
No, that literally everyone listening to this, if you're listening, you're right. That is the worst thing
Where's
to
all
say.
the customers at?
You like, we are already stressing about it. So why are you putting more stress? I have people in here that come in during the day, because during the day I'm not very busy. Like, where's everybody at? I thought you'd be more busier than this. I'm like, you
me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a horrible time. They got behind on their taxes. They got behind on their rent, and the government don't play when you are behind. And they came and shut them down. And that's like the horriblest thing that could ever happen to you, because literally they will come into your business and they're like, you need to get out.
Yep.
This is PG-13, or we can cuss in here.
You can cuss as much as you
want. Get the fuck out. You can't take nothing. You can't. And you know what's really sad? Like, I remember for my high school senior year, I went to Disneyland. And I bought my mom a mug. My mom was like really into mugs or whatever. And she had like a mug that I had brought her back, and she couldn't even take that. And my mom like remembers that, and she's still like butthurt about it. Which like, yeah,
she couldn't take it?
You can't take nothing, Mike. You can't take nothing. And what's crazy is, remember I told you, like, back up, like they were popping. Like they had invested, like they had ordered tables from Mexico.
Yeah.
They had invested
everything. Took everything.
And I can't imagine, Mike, like what. So, like, I remember back then, I was like 18, and I would see, like, we wouldn't be busy, and I'm like, why don't you just close? But now in my era, like, I'm like, I see why you didn't close. You don't close because this is where you have all your eggs. This is, like, your baby. Like, it's so hard to let go of something that it's your everything. So that happened, and then.
What year was that?
I want to say like 07, 06, 07. And then they moved. They opened another location, and that one was another horrible location. It was in like 47th and County Line.
So did they like get shut down and then open up immediately?
No. You know what? Let me backtrack. So before they closed that one, they had already opened another one.
Oh, okay.
And that was like the same idea from the beginning. So we've kind of like come to find out that that's kind of our thing, like mainly to go. And they opened another location that was just to go, like their first location. Yeah. So they had probably been open for about a year, and we were able to save that one. So, and that one was in Turner. Are you familiar with Turner?
Girl, why are you? Yeah, I'm from Wyandotte County.
You are? Okay, I don't know. What
are you familiar? Are you familiar?
You know, I can't. Like, I'm familiar. My dad like taught me like really good like about like 18th and Central, or like 34th and like Quivira or whatever. I don't know. Like and I have friends that like don't know how to get nowhere without GPS, and it just like irks my nerves. So that's why I'm like telling you, like, I don't know if you're not familiar with Miriam.
No, I'm familiar with all of the above.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Okay, so what was I saying? So Turner, 47th and County Line Road. So there's a bar there, and next to the bar there was a Minsky's Pizza.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like the kitchen to the bar. And of course, another horrible location. If Minsky's wasn't surviving there, like, I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. So
you guys have moved a lot.
We have. So then that happened, and that's like, so that's a residential area. It's not really, so it wasn't really good like during the day. During the day, it was dead.
Yeah.
And our main like clientele was like home, like taking food, like when you would get out of work or whatever. So that was that. And then, you know, the one that's really like a fucking go-getter is my mom. She just like, she is constantly thinking of like ways to make money, like where would be another location to be like open, or my mom is on it. So she, so her and my dad were still together then, but like working together and going home together, that's just like, I would never recommend that to no one. So, so my mom, she was like, fuck this shit. I can't we can't be here like together. So she decided to open her own location.
Jesus.
This was, so we had two locations.
Sounds like you guys like 7 restaurants in the family.
So we should. But so we had that one, and then we had the one in Miriam, and then so my mom left that one to my dad. And she opened one on Miriam Lane. Miriam Lane, it's like next to Negros.
Yep, that's what I'm familiar with.
You're familiar with that? So my mom has been there about 12 years. And that's like where she's at right now.
So you're telling me that there's a third one?
No.
Okay, so she left?
So she left that, and then when she left my dad there, I don't kind of went downhill.
So your mom is the one that keeps it going.
So my mom's
Sorry,
the one.
Pops.
My mom's the one that's behind the recipes and everything. So when they started doing it from home. And my mom was the cook, and my dad would be the one that would go and sell the food. And he would go door to door or whatever, and then people would know of us because of my dad. So it's kind of like you can't do one can't do one without the other. And I mean, as the business grew, like my dad didn't need to go out and like go door to door, you know. So he was just like at the restaurant. But the one that really like puts in a lot of work is my mom, and she's the mastermind behind everything. So yeah, and my mom's been there for 12 years, and then during all this time, I want to say, I've worked with my mom. So I told you I've worked with my mom. And
so have you had any job before that?
So I did. So when we had the restaurant, so my first job was Marshall's.
Marshall's Clothing?
I was going to say something, but you know what? Let me just keep it. It was my first job, and I was excited to work there. And
did you get fired from it?
I didn't get fired.
You just got voluntold to leave?
But they were cutting my hours.
Okay.
They were cutting my hours and hiring new people. So 1 + 1 wasn't adding up. So I was like, fuck
the
this.
math ain't mathing?
You know, like the math was not mathing. And I was like, fuck this shit. And I quit. I quit before I went out with dignity. I want to tell myself that.
Yes.
So, and then in high school, this was like during high school. And in high school, I was really smart, Mike. I should have been like a fucking lawyer or like something. But then I met my baby daddy, and shit went downhill from there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, we'll get to it.
So, in my senior year, I was doing a computer internship, and I got a job with Assurion. I think back then it was Lockline. And they were on Ward Parkway in 89th, like that little shopping center. I don't know if they're still there.
I don't know if that company's still there, but
yeah, but the center is there. I was like an insurance claims, like when you lose your phone or whatever, you call it in or whatever. I took the claims, and then I did pretty good there. I really liked it. And in hindsight, like I really wish that I wouldn't have done. I feel like when you're in high school, or I like myself, and like a lot of people are so eager to get out of high school. Mm-hmm. Eager to start working, eager to start making money, and that's stupid.
Well, yeah.
Because like as soon as you're out, that's all you're gonna do.
You're out and you're working for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
I want my parents to take care of me. Live under.
Yeah. So I had that job, and I don't know what happened. I was there for. What happened? I don't know why I left that job. I can't remember.
But you left it.
I left it.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't that long after I left it because...
Is that you left it, then you're like, I'm going to go work for the family?
Yeah. I don't know what happened, why I went to... I was going to college. College wasn't good for me. I tried to go to college a couple times, and I was just so scared of writing and plagiarizing or whatever. Really? Whenever it was time for me to do a paper, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to come into class. And you need to write for everything.
It's funny you say that, the plagiarize. When I was in high school, our class got in trouble for plagiarizing. And it was on Oprah, it was on Nancy Grace, it was on the Bill O'Reilly show, it was on like all national news because it was.
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear about this?
No.
It was in 2000. Had it been 2002? Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's 2002, and we were doing a leaf project. It sounds stupid already. And people at Piper know exactly what I'm talking about.
What class was
Biology.
This? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and our job was to like write about, I believe, 20 leaves or something like that, 20 or 30 leaves. You had to pick a leaf, you had to write 2 paragraphs about it. And
that sounds,
you couldn't plagiarize,
why
right?
Why the fuck would you have to do that?
I don't know. But there was a thing. It was a project that was like done for like the last 15 years or 20 years before us. So
they're probably doing it right now.
No, I hope not, because I'm about to give away the secrets. But like a lot of people that like had siblings before, they would just take their siblings.
Okay. Like, their paper or whatever.
Yeah, because it was like a huge binder, 30 pages of stuff, and they would just take theirs and turn it in. So, but we had a couple people in our class that, I should say maybe 1 or 2, they just like printed it off from the website and like left the like address on the bottom. And so our teachers start like really looking at it, and then I think she had some program where you could pull that, like, but it was like, but she said if there was more than 3 words, I remember this because she failed me and I didn't plagiarize. If there was more than 3 or 4 words in a sentence that you didn't cite, you failed the whole, like the project. The project was worth, I think it was 51% of the class or something.
Yeah.
So if you failed it, you failed the class.
Yeah.
So I think she ended up failing like half the class, and we had like 100 students, so I think it was like 40 or 50.
Damn.
It was like 40 or 50 people that failed. I probably get the numbers wrong, but it was a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So it was all over the news, and it was crazy. Like she sold her rights to Lifetime to make a movie about it.
I wonder if like she was just tripping.
Oh, she was definitely just tripping. It was ridiculous. But they ended up, we ended up like, she left because she thought it was
too much.
Yeah.
She was getting caught up.
Yeah. And then they pretty much helped the students out that she failed to pass.
Including you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't cheat. That's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
And she failed me. Yeah. But anyway, I know all about the plagiarism stuff.
Yeah. So I was like petrified. I was like scared that I was going to, mind you. So to me, like college is just like, I don't know. It was just like
college is a lot.
It's a lot. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy. So, but it's a lot. And then when you're pregnant, it's also a lot.
Oh, you were pregnant too. Well, yeah. That makes it double S.
So, so my college was like, I went 1 semester and I failed and then I got suspended. And then after that, I was like, I'm going to come back. And I failed again. And I think after that, they suspend you 2 semesters. And then I was like, I'm going to come back.
I'm coming back. Okay, how many times
and then after the 3rd comeback, I was like, this ain't for me. Like, I was like, no. I don't remember what it was that made me quit my job at Lockline, because I was like, I really liked that job. And I met a lot of really like great people that I'm still friends with. But I do remember that, so I must have been, maybe I was working there, and then I started working at the restaurant when they opened like the dine-in. I was a server. Mm-hmm. And I want to say when I was 18, back to my baby daddy, the gray area. This is going to be the gray area, like
very gray,
looming in the background. Mm-hmm. I got pregnant, and I was 18.
18.
God, damn it! Like my daughter is 18, so you guys are going to be able to do the math now. Mm-hmm. My daughter's 18, and I look at her and I'm like, bro, like what the fuck was I thinking? Like,
I love you, but
now, yeah, like I love my daughter. Me and my daughter are like together all this,
yep.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so let's back that up a little bit, like further back. Let me just say my parents were really strict.
So this makes it even more juicy. I had like strict parents, and I think Hispanic parents are really strict, just in general. And this is going to sound stupid, but you gotta like, this is just the journey or the ups and downs. But so I thought if I like could build my own family, I would be able to move out and start my own family, and then I'd have a little bit more independence. That's what I thought. Whew. Stupid as fuck. Yeah.
Don't ever fucking think that. Because I did. So I got pregnant, and I was going to college, and mind you, I was serving, and like that was I was serving while I was pregnant, like.
But you get a lot of tips. It's like, oh,
fucking sympathy
tips.
Oh no, like horrible gray, darkest gray area. Like, and I want to say it's probably taken me like 10 years to recover from that teen pregnancy. Yeah. Like, it took me a long time to like really not recover from like my baby daddy, but like really get to like a place where I was able to like be financially stable for my kids. Because
it's tough when you're that young.
Yeah,
you gotta grow up real quick.
Yeah, so thinking that I was gonna like start my own family or whatever, that was wrong. So like I had to like take care of the kids, and while my baby daddy was like out kicking it, I was taking care of the kids, and that was just like a bad mistake. But I decided I want to have another kid, like back to back. And
how old's your son?
My son is 16. He's about 16. To be 17.
So 2 years apart.
He's my baby. But yeah, that's and I was with their dad probably about 3 years or 4 years, and I quickly was like, yeah, this ain't fucking it. He was a bum. Like, I don't, you know what?
I don't know why most girls date bums, but y'all do.
So, you know.
Cheers to that. No.
Let's cheers to. Why not? We're already just. No.
So, yeah, bum. All right, yeah.
It was, like, toxic. And so, anyways, while I was working at my mom's restaurant as a server, I had my kids, and I must have had this was in like my prime years, mind you, and I had
what does prime years mean? Like prime, like
I was looking like top notch. Okay, like I was like,
I got you.
You know, that was prime years. So I had this attorney and this paralegal come into my office, not my office, come into the restaurant, and they offered me a job. I should have known that was some shady shit back then, because why are you offering a server a job at a law office? So I was like, fuck, this is fucking awesome. So I was the legal assistant. I won't say the name of the attorney because it's like gets shady real quick. But I was a full-time legal assistant. He was paying for my cell phone, going out to eat. I was going to like chiropractor's office, like signing new clients. You know,
What?
they were sending me like, I was living the lavish life just because, I want to say just because of my looks. Because like, I've like been put into situations where I think like that was it. And when I was at the office, we wouldn't even be doing nothing. Like, mind you, this attorney had two law offices, and he had one in Wichita and one here. And long story short, it was really good while it lasted. One day we came into the office and all the computers were gone.
I was about to say something happened.
All the computers were gone.
You're doing some shady shit.
All the files were gone, and one of the person and the one that was paying me cash.
Clue number one.
He embezzled like a whole bunch of money from
like
the attorneys. So then after that happened, that was just like one day I was living life, and then boom. So then after that, I went back to work for my parents. They were like, just come back. My mom, she's always like, you don't have to work for no one. You can just like be your own boss. Like, come work for me. Like, and so I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So I was working for my mom, and then I had separated from my baby daddy. So I was at my mom's basement with 2 kids, and I was working for my mom. So I kind of like, during that time, I want to say like, it's so crazy because like, it was like my prime years, but like I was out, like if you would have seen me like out in like my 20s, you'd probably been like, oh, like this girl's like living life or whatever. And in reality, like I was like in like a dark place. Like I didn't have anything going for myself, and I really didn't value myself. And that reflected like on the like relationships that I was in, and horrible time. So I was working with my parents, and then my sister, you know my sister. My sister's fucking smart as fuck. She is like...
Don't cut yourself short now. You are too.
No, my sister's like fucking... She will annihilate you.
Okay.
Like professionally. Like if I get mad, I'm like, fuck this shit. And my sister will like professionally
fuck
annihilate
you up and down.
And like we have so many friends that like reach out to her and they're like, hey, like I'm having this shit go down at work. What do I say? Professionally. And she will come back and like... So anyways, my sister, my sister did go to college, and she did get her associates, and she was always in the corporate world. And she wanted that for me. She wanted me to have a better job or like have health insurance and so forth. So she was able to get me this interview, and I was like, holy shit. So mind you, my sister, who is smart as fuck, she had gone to this place and interviewed, and they were like, you're overqualified. And they didn't give her a job. And then I went, and I had no like, it was no pharmaceutical like background, and they gave me the job. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this was like back in the day, and I think it was probably like $15 an hour. And I was like, this is like...
That's probably making good money back
I was
then.
like, this is like, Jesus, this is a sign. I was like, this is another sign.
Were you like a pharmaceutical rep or something? Or?
No. So the company that I went to work for was called Pharmacy First. And they did third-party contracting and reconciliation for independent pharmacies.
Gotcha.
And that company, they had a they had a wholesaler in Puerto Rico. So I started as a customer service rep, and after I went, they moved me to another department. I think it was the reconciliation department. And then, God, what was my title? I don't even remember. But at some point, like, I got, like, promoted to, like, being the, like, international sales rep or something like that. Mind you, I have no college background. Like, I just have a high school degree. And
I will say that. Not that people shouldn't go to college, but it's an expensive, overrated piece of paper.
So, I feel like there's so many things that are fucked in this world, and that's one of them. Because, like, I had that job, and it, like, I had people with bachelors coming in underneath me.
Yeah.
So it's like, what
just
the
because
fuck?
you don't have a college degree doesn't mean that you can't work a job that someone that has a college degree.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't like about.
I just don't. I feel like.
And like this is someone that went to college, and I think that's.
What did you get?
Business management.
Bachelor's.
Yeah, and it's.
Do you feel like that helps you though here in your business?
Because it's because I became a cop for 15 years, and
That's
I
fucking
didn't use anything.
If I wasn't running the restaurant, I would want to be a detective.
No, you don't.
Why?
Why would you want to be a detective?
I just think they're so fucking
nosy.
cool. I love first 48.
Yeah, okay. I will say that the show is very similar to what police work is like.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they don't show the paperwork side of things. There's so much paperwork you got to do as a detective. Yeah.
Even like the main detective on the case.
Yeah, you're not just saying, "Oh, there's a guy. I'm gonna put this case together."
Or like the narcotics. Like
narcotics don't. They don't
bust down drug dealers.
Yeah, but they're not the detectives, though.
I'd probably fall in love.
Yeah, like, I love him so much. He's okay. Got my third
me and my bum.
Me and my bum. Yeah.
Background.
So you get this pharmaceutical job, and
so I started traveling. So mind you, this is the corporate world. It was like
you were traveling all over the country.
It was like I feel like that's what you aspire to in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like kind of aspire to, like be in the corporate world, dress up, like be fancy. It was in it was in Corporate Woods. So that was like, and I had a window seat, like, so
look at you.
That was like top tier. So I was traveling. I went to a couple countries, a couple states here. But my main job was to go to Puerto Rico.
What?
And I would go probably about 3 or 4 times. So the first time I went, I was like, holy shit, I'm going to Puerto Rico. And second time I was like, holy shit, I'm going back to Puerto Rico. And mind you, this is like first class like tickets, paid hotel, like paid restaurants.
Were you down there just like to conduct business like during the day?
So we had a like a wholesaler over there, and we had a lot of hold on, I got an online order. We had a lot of independent pharmacies in Puerto Rico. So because I was bilingual, that was what catapulted me into that.
Gotcha.
That position.
You're good. Take your time.
Sign from God.
Business is first.
Yeah. An online order.
So when you get online order, it goes to your phone.
I get
first?
a text.
Oh, I gotcha. So you got to make sure.
So I like, whenever I'm fucking with someone, like talking to somebody, like, I don't believe in that shit where you take like 6 minutes, 10 minutes to reply to me. Like, I run my business, like, and I got a whole bunch of motherfucking things going on. But when my phone dings, like, either money's coming in or like it needs to be the love of my life, and I'm like replying instantly. And I feel like everybody's on their phone. Like, I have like friends that like ask me like, oh, you want to reply or whatever. That's bullshit. I don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Don't
like,
believe it.
Yeah, because like, even like I'm saying, and I don't like, I'm a boss, and I don't think of myself as a boss, but like, even I'm a boss.
Definitely are.
And I reply instantly. Like, if you text me, Mike, I reply instantly. And like anybody that like
I try to do the same.
And like, I think for both of us, like, because that means money. So like, I'm on it. So anyways, back to what Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So mind you, I could book my hotels like wherever, 5-star hotels on the beach, like so it was really cool. So when I was like traveling, like, it was cool for like, I was at that job 5 years. And I want to say like I did that for like 2 or 3 years. So first couple years it was really cool. But when I wasn't traveling, I was just in my cubicle. And when, I hate to say this, but my job was like so stupid to me. Like, I could do it in like with an hour or two, and then the rest of the day I was just bullshitting. And just because I was so fast at doing it, so it became so boring to me. I was at like, and so traveling, I don't know if you've ever done traveling for work. It's cool at the beginning, but then it's like
it's tiring after a while.
It's tiring. So traveling was like it was a travel day back and forth because the flight is like 7 hours, and then so whenever so what I went to was trade shows, and I was working from like 9 to like 6. Just talking to like our pharmacy owners, and after that, it's so crazy because Puerto Rico is like nothing like the trade shows here. They have like dancers and music, and so at night they would have like these galas or like events for like the pharmacy owners, and these would be like weddings, and it's like going to a wedding where you don't know nobody. So it's this lavish event or whatever, but you don't know nobody. So I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm not really like...
Oh, I'm not a... It might seem like I'm a people person, but I like to be low key and...
Yeah, so I would go and I would have a good time, but I didn't really enjoy it. Like it gets lonely, and then I would just go back to my hotel. I mean, I could have gone to like bars or like clubs or something by myself. I could have met people. People always tell me like, how come you didn't like marry a Puerto Rican and like move down there or something? But I didn't, and I got tired of it. I got to the point where I was like, is this all there is to life?
Is it worth it?
Like, is this, yeah. So another thing was, me and my kids are really like close, where like my kids are my everything. And I was leaving them for like 4 or 5 days when I would go on these trips. They'd be with my mom or whatever, but I just felt guilty for leaving them. So it just wasn't it for me. I got to, like I told you, it was them. And around that time, my mom, she was looking for another, let me back up. So I was working at that job or whatever, and I got my apartment, and I was Miss Independent or whatever. And then I bought my house. When I bought my house, I felt that was the happiest day of my life.
Is the house you're still in? It's
the house I'm still in, yeah. It's the happiest day of my life. My kids, so that was one of my biggest things, getting my kids their own bedroom.
Yeah.
And mind you, this isn't a regular house, Mike. This is like a brand new build or something. So I just thought I would never be able to accomplish something like that. And just thinking about it right now, like, I was just so happy that day, and I'm so happy. Like, I'm super thankful. But yeah, so whenever you go house hunting, they start you off at like 100.
Oh yeah, they're gonna test you like, how much money you got?
I'm like, so you have no idea. Well, I didn't have no idea, so I was like, okay, let's start with 100, which is like,
this is not what I want.
So then I was like,
because we started off at like 170 or something.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
so they kept upping me until I absolutely maxed myself out. And I maxed myself out. I got the nicest house that I could get. So me and my kids are used to like living a lavish life. I've always been, I go out to eat all the time. It's horrible. And just having a good life, like being kicking it or whatever. So because I maxed myself out, and I started working again at my parents' restaurant. So I was working full time at my job, the pharmaceutical job, and then in the evenings I was working at my parents' restaurant.
Jeez.
Yeah. Just to like, so like going out, like working my job was enough to like support my household, and like my part-time job was like my kick it money to continue to live like my lifestyle. And so that was that. And at some point, this is when I was finally getting tired of like, this is all there is to life or whatever. So during that same time, my mom was looking for another location to open. And that's when she decided to get this location. She had a realtor that was like looking for like different locations. She's seen one in like Lawrence, and then she's seen one like another place like in Wyandotte, and we seen this location, and we thought it was really cool. Like they've been telling us.
You know what it was before?
It was the mayor's office.
What?
Yeah, it was the mayor's like campaign office. This was for Alvy.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. So that was that, and then but before that, it was a Mexican restaurant, and before that, it was like a bakery, or I don't know, a lot of things have been in there. And my mom said, "Run this restaurant. Let's go in on it, and like you'll make what you're making now." So back then, like our idea for this restaurant was to open from 6 to 2. So I would just be
6 in the morning.
6 in the morning for breakfast and lunch, because that's what people have told us like is the main like.
Sure.
So that was our idea, and I was like, sure, why not? I was ready to leave my job. So that's when me and my mom partnered up, and so we thought that because they had already been in the game so long, people would recognize the name, and we would just be a hit. And it wasn't like that. It was nothing like that. It was like just starting from ground up.
Yeah.
So that was in 2018. And I want to say for like 2 years, I was building it up. And we have on our menu this, it's called barbacoa, which is like...
it's called what?
Barbacoa.
Okay.
Barbacoa.
Oh, barbacoa.
There you go.
You gotta say it like how white people say it. I'm sorry.
And it's very similar to birria. And this was when it was like a huge TikTok craze. So you follow me on like all my social media. So you see that I post like at the restaurant all day long. I'm posting,
which is like huge, because a lot of people don't realize that like you're your own marketing tool,
right?
So use it.
So I was posting that, and we were making that, and they were like, "Why don't you make me some of the birria tacos?" And I was like, "All right, fuck it." Like I caved in and I tried, and I made them, and I posted them, and it just took off from there. I think it was like I made them like on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and I was like, I'm just gonna have them on Fridays. And then I was like, fuck this! Like everybody wants this.
Yeah.
So
I remember when you first came out with them. Ooh.
Yeah. So this was like in January.
Yeah.
And in 2000 is when COVID hit.
In 2020, yeah.
Yeah. So I was hitting my peak. I was like, this is what winning tastes like.
And then boom.
And so I didn't really believe in COVID. I'm not really big on like watching the news. Like the news I see is like Fox 4 on like my Facebook feed.
Yeah, because you're always on Fox 4. This celebrity over here. But no. I mean,
shout out to Fox 4. Yeah. I'm available whenever you're
on the show like once a month. Fox 4, don't you need someone to show you how cigar to smoke?
I'm gonna have to. Next time I go, I'm gonna have a shop.
Yes.
The shop cigar.
There you go.
I'll be smoking a cigar while
like,
I'm
what
cooking.
are you doing? Like, don't worry about this. But no, to your point, I kind of get what you're saying, because like when you're working, you have your own business, you don't have time to watch the news or nothing. So like I'm so out of touch with the world half the time, because I'm just like, I have zero time to just sit down and just relax and just watch something.
I feel like you have to constantly be like thinking of what's next.
Yeah, I was told, and it's very true, like once you become stagnant, like that's when your business starts to die.
Yeah.
Like once you just like, oh, things are good, like I'm just gonna ride this out. Like no. You always got to come up with something new. You always got to keep yourself fresh, keep people in the door, and it's a hard thing to do.
It's constant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't believe in COVID. I was like, that's bullshit. So, and it's just like anything, you don't really pay attention until it hits home.
Yeah.
So it hit home for me when they shut me down for dining. And I was like, oh shit.
This is real.
Let's go back to when I said my sister is the most fucking smartest person on the planet. My sister said, there's like army trucks in here. They're about to shut us down. You need to go get like a gun, some ammunition. You need to stock on your groceries. I was like, holy shit. If my sister's freaking the fuck out, that means it's real.
Yeah, it got a little crazy.
Mind you, it didn't shut down the next day. There was no army truck.
No.
And my sister's
zombies are coming.
You know what my sister said? She was like, hey, better prepared than not.
Very true.
That was it. I was like, what about everything else you said?
She's like, don't worry about that.
Can you address that?
No, don't worry about that.
Yeah, so that happened. And so I shut down my restaurant. But so during that time, my parents' location has a drive-through.
Yeah.
So they were making a killing.
Yeah.
Like, because the diner was closed, and like, I remember this was like, so by Cinco de Mayo, like we were like, my location was shut down. And I remember there were probably like 100 cars like in line for the drive-thru. It was just fucking wild. I will never forget that. That was like crazy. So.
Yeah, it was, I remember back then, because we were trying, I remember when the COVID happened, we were all trying to support all local businesses. So you would just order out all the fucking time. Because you really couldn't go to the grocery store.
And then that's also when you could do liquor to go.
You can still do it.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. That's when it started.
Yes.
That's really when it started. But so during that time, I was working at my parents' restaurant, and I really didn't know like what was going to happen with my restaurant. I want to say like in August, I decided to like go back and like open. I think that's when the dine-in order was like lifted, and I think like the first week that I opened, I got COVID.
It's real.
So I didn't have it that bad. I didn't. I think my mom got COVID, and because she tested, I think I had like the sniffles or something. I didn't have it that bad.
Did you lose your taste?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
I think I got it, but I think I got it like in January before everything shut down.
Right. So that's what a lot of people said that before.
Because I was like deathly sick for some. I was like,
yeah,
I had never been that sick ever in my
that.
life, and I was sick for like 3 or 4 days. Which normally, if I'm sick, it's like a day and I'm good. Yeah.
So I got it, and then my kids helped me at the restaurant, so they got it, and I was probably shut down for like another month. But then that was that, and then I was able to open, and then it was time to build up again.
Yeah.
And that was 4 years ago.
It seemed like it was like last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all my story. After that, like
that's it. We're done.
After that, like I've just been building and building. So because of my birria is my like number one like seller, and that was huge. So that really like put me out there, and they were able to try the other things, and so whenever
there's so many other good options there too.
Yeah,
birria tacos are fire, but my favorite is the shrimp tacos.
That's what I was gonna say. Yes. Like shrimp tacos have came and stayed. So I got to the point where I was like, now what? And that was 2 years ago. So I was 22. And I was like...
Open a third location.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. We open till 10.
No.
Oh, all right.
No. You know, I don't get much traffic in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Most of my traffic is during lunch. And, you know, like, people will walk in there, like, around 11 or 12, and they're like, damn, she's so busy. It's, like, popping in here. Like, you're booming. But then after, like, 2 or 3, it, like, really, like, gets, like, settles down.
Isai. Can you get him? Sorry.
So, what are we talking? So 2 years ago, I had this idea that I wanted to start selling liquor. And, I got my liquor license, and that was 2 years ago. And from that, I started that because I was like, okay, so like food is good. What is next for me? And so I got
a nice margarita.
Yeah, so everybody's like, oh, we love Mexican food, but where's the liquor? Mm-hmm. We would go to your restaurant. You know, let's just talk about this for a second. You always are going to get the customers that are like, we love your food, but if you were only open at 10 at night.
But if you only did this or you only did that. Mm-hmm.
If you only had liquor. Mm-hmm. And you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to stay open until 10. Mm-hmm. And then you're there at 10.
And then those customers don't come.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I 100% agree. Yeah. Everyone is like, oh, you should do this. You do it. I'm like, hey, where y'all at?
And you know, when I first opened, I was real insecure in my position. Mm-hmm. Like, because you're so new to it. And people tell you, like, you should do this. Oh, okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Maybe that'll get me to where I need to be. Mm-hmm. Let's do that. Okay, let's do it. You know, you're so like, you want to win. So you're like, but as time has like casually, like, I'm like, thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I will listen to anything you have to say.
Right.
Any suggestion or any idea you have, I'll listen. I'm probably not going to take it.
I don't know if I'm much of a listener.
You're just like, shut up. I don't want to hear it.
It depends who I'm listening.
Yes, very true.
Because if you don't have a business, don't give me no fucking business advice.
I always tell people that don't have a business, like, that give me ideas, like, maybe you should open up your own business. That sounds like a good idea. And then you could do whatever you want to do.
I'm telling you, it's the people who don't have a business that always have the greatest fucking ideas.
Always. And it's people with businesses that are like stressed and struggling and like, oh, all y'all without business are just happy and merry. Like, you should do that. You should do this. Yes. No.
I feel like I feel like a business owner, there's so much like spotlight on you, and there's so many people that are like, yeah, I'm like super busy. Like, you're like, how's your business? Oh, I'm super busy. Like, I got customers all the time. Mm-hmm. And then you see their business close. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what happened?
Yep.
And, you know, people ask me, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm surviving, you know.
I always tell people we're doing good.
And I feel like a lot, whenever there's so many different type of people that you meet, like being a business owner. And it's so genuinely refreshing to meet people that are honest. Mm-hmm. That are like, you know what? We've been slow. I don't know what's going on, but we're slow.
Yep.
But then there's, like I'm telling you, there's people that are like, oh no, I'm busy. So then inside, you're like, I'm not busy.
Yeah.
So what's happening? But then you see their business close, and you're like, oh. Mm-hmm. Like the math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing right. Yeah.
But I don't know. It always makes me, whenever I see a restaurant close, it always makes me really sad. Because
I feel the same thing about cigar lounges.
Anywhere, yeah. Like, just because it's sad. I feel like you
don't really want to go through that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you give it your all, and it's like, I can't imagine. And I have friends that, like, I've seen their businesses close, and I'm like, God damn.
So are you enjoying owning a business?
I do enjoy it. I feel like it's constantly, what's next?
It doesn't go away. And you've been in it a lot longer than I have. So
I'm 6 years in, and it's not going
Yeah, it doesn't go away.
And my mom is like 20 plus, and she's constantly like as well.
Yeah.
It's like, what's next?
And it's like, the thing is, like, I wanted to go away, but then again, I don't, because if I don't always plan on what's next, then I'm not going to survive.
So let me ask you this, because I've thought, like, this is like some deep shit. I really like these behind you, just randomly talking about.
I need to have your restaurant up there, don't I?
Those are really nice. But here's the question: when is it going to be enough?
It's never going to be enough. It's going to be enough when you decide to leave and give your business up. Like I said, you cannot stay stagnant. That goes with
like
business.
In life, when is it enough?
But what do you mean by that? Now you're going like philosophical.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because so like when I was in my old job, it wasn't enough. I felt like there was something else. And then and when I was living in an apartment, I wanted a house, and now like the house wasn't enough.
Oh, I see what you mean. So I
it's
think
constantly like,
it's, well, you always should be striving in life. Just because you want to be a successful person, you are a successful person. So you keep wanting more. I think once you reach that point, which you will reach that point, like you're kind of in that Zen moment where you're like everything's good, but you still could be striving for more. But you could still reach that point to where you're like things are
because
good.
So right now people like see me and they're like, oh, she has a business.
Yeah.
She has her house. She's like doing good. It should be enough.
Yeah, but I will tell you exactly this is what I was about to say, because people like me and you, and like we are good in life. We're probably good financially, but there's always more. So like if you're looking from the outside in, it looks like we should be good. So I don't know if it ever goes away. I hope it does, but it doesn't. Like even in life, like I said, it probably won't go away, because you're like you could have $1 million right now, and in our minds you'd be like, oh, that'd be great. I'll be set.
And you know,
exactly.
I don't
You'd
know.
be like, then you're like, well, what's next? How do I make my next $1 million?
Because I seen this I seen this post, and I don't even fucking know if it's true or not. But I seen like at some point, like imagine you're able to have enough money to get yourself whatever it is that you want.
Financial freedom.
Right. Then what?
And then,
then
you want enough money to.
Those people then realize it's like it's not about like being able to get yourself the car, because then what is enough?
It's about finding your happiness.
I'm gonna post that on Facebook.
What is enough? And then I'm like, I don't know. All right, so we got to wrap this up. One last question. What's next for Tarahumaras? Number 2.
So
because you guys got the alcohol.
Yeah,
that was the big thing.
So a couple years like this was like 2022. I started doing cakes.
Yeah, you've been
cakes is my passion. Cakes is my passion. So I got the liquor, and then after that, I was like, "What's next?" So then, cakes is really something that is like I enjoy, and a cake can take me hours to make, and it's really something that I enjoy doing, because like if I didn't enjoy doing it, it wouldn't make sense to do it. So I've been doing that for about 1.5 years now, and honestly, I love it.
Cakes are damn good too.
So I make custom cakes. You can call or text the restaurant to order yours for the next event available.
And she does cater, by the way, because she's catered a couple times a year.
I do it all.
Which I don't think I ever told you. When I did the comedy show here, and I catered that food, I ran out of food.
Yeah.
Should have had more.
You know, I always tell people.
Well, we talked about it, and we thought we had enough. Everybody just decided to eat everything.
It's always better to have more than to not have enough.
And it was like I ran out at the exact right time.
Yeah.
It was like everyone ate, and there was nothing left. I was like, ugh. But still, I was like, everyone liked it. Everyone, where's this from? Down the street. Go see Perla.
So, what's next is I would ideally like to open another location. I would like to own a bakery.
I told you, you should do that.
But I mean, even like right now,
maybe a food truck.
You know, I have thought about a food truck, but I've never really looked into that, so I don't know how, like the licensing and all that. Maybe that would be easier than opening another location.
Yeah.
So I live in Olathe, which is like stupid far from.
It's not far. It's like 20 minutes away from here.
Well, I've gotten used to the like drive, but it's stupid far from me every day.
I live 20 minutes away. It's not that
bad. And I would like to open a location like in Johnson County, closer to home. That's what I would like to do. But I would still like to keep my baby open.
Of course, you gotta keep that open.
But like even right now, Mike, I have a lot of orders for like cakes on the side. So I've gotten my restaurant to a place where I'm able to like have enough like help where I'm able to like my workload is not as like high as it used to be.
So there you go. You found your enough.
I did.
You found your enough for the restaurant. Now you're finding more with the cakes.
Yeah, so
'Cause you're always
so
trying to
now
go-
it's kind of like now I've kind of like I mean I'm constantly thinking like I want to like build up like my liquor. I don't have that like and I don't have like I speak with like multiple reps and they give me like these ideas and I try them and I don't know if it's like because I'm not a bar or I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
I've thought about building that side up, and then I've also like tried to build like I'm trying to build the cake side up. So I mean that's just what
Good.
but I don't know.
Big things coming.
I don't know if it'll be enough.
It's never going to be enough. Never going to be enough. Well, Perla, thank you for coming on. Tell everybody your shout outs, so your Instagram, your
My restaurant,
We'll
restaurant
find
is Tarahumaras KC, Tarahumaras _KC.
Uh-huh.
And Facebook is Tarahumaras Mexican Restaurant #2. You can also follow Tarahumaras Mexican Restaurant #1. We're all like the same. If you want to order a cake, you can order on the restaurant pages or on my personal page, Perla Garcia. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. And then find her on Fox 4 because she's on.
And
every
if you,
month.
I just want to say, like, this place is so cool, Mike.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I always feel like I'm a boss every day, but like just coming in here, you feel like a fucking boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just in here is a vibe.
Yeah.
Like, and I tell everybody like, if we were in high school, you would be the cool kid. Like everyone would want to be friends with Mike because this is the cool spot.
Well, I appreciate that.
So I am like, if anybody asks, I know Mike.
You know Mike.
Mike is my friend.
I need to make a shirt. That might be my next shirt. I know Mike.
Yeah, I'm friends with the cool kid.
Yeah, there you go.
6th Street is the
6th Street, yeah.
is the cool street.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
gotta
having
finish
me.
the rest of your wine before you.
I'm gonna chug this. And
That's
then,
fine. Oh Jesus.
No, not.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then we will check you out next time. Yep, whatever. We're out.
Goodbye, everybody.